You spoke, we listened, and after nearly 2 years, we are excited to bring you this updated tutorial on rigging for beginners, part 1. New audio, new graphics, and of course, new boat. And what this amazing new boat needs right now is a mast. So let's step the mast and then talk about how it stays up. Now, our boat needs a mast as much as our channel needs likes, so please hit that like button and show your support. Our mast is attached to and supported by a hull in the form of rigging, standing rigging to be precise. Manufactured from steel cables or even Dyneema, this rigging is attached to the top or close to the top of the mast and is secured to the vessel at various points. The first line runs to the front or bow of our boat and is known as the forestay. Then, our stays attached to the beam or side of the boat are called side stays or shrouds. Lastly, back stays run from the back of the vessel and up to the mast head. These can be single, twin, 2-into-1 and are at times adjustable. All of this supports the mast, which controls the sail, but we need one more piece of equipment. Introducing the boom. The boom is attached to the mast with a connection known as the gooseneck. The gooseneck allows the boom to move in an up and down motion, and to control our mainsail, it also moves by swinging from side to side. But it cannot do this by itself. It needs control lines, and these are collectively known as running rigging. These tutorials are brought to you free of charge. If you wish to support our efforts, consider becoming a patron to show your support. Details in the description below. The first line of running rigging we will look at controls the up and down movement of the boom and is called the topping lift, shown here in blue. This line is attached to the end of the boom, runs to the top of the mast, through some guides or pulleys, down to the base of the mast, through some more guides or pulleys, and ends up in the cockpit where we can control its movements. Before we continue, let's have a look at the tools we have to control these lines. To secure a line around a winch, we need to wrap it around with at least 4 turns. A 5th turn is wrapped around the self-tailing arm and then between the crowns. We can now operate the winch and increase tension in a line using one hand only. If the self-tailing winch has 2 speeds, we can turn the winch handle clockwise or anti-clockwise. The result is the same. We increase tension in the line. Remember to always store the winch handle in a safe place to prevent losing it overboard. The line is now locked and secured. As it's not possible to have a winch for every line, we need another method of holding lines secure, and for this we can use clutches or jammers. Lines are able to move through clutches in the direction of the cockpit, but if the clutch is closed, it prevents lines from releasing, so acting as a kind of braking system. If we open the clutch, the line is then able to be released and the line can be eased out. We have to make a habit of remembering to close clutches after use so we can prevent lines from running free. A winch can also be used to ease out or release lines in a controlled manner. Letting lines run uncontrolled can result in injuries or damage to equipment. If we add 2 turns onto the winch, we can decide how much tension to apply. Allow the line to ease out and it will do so. Apply tension and the drum holds the line in place. Back to our topping lift. It prevents the boom from moving in a downward motion. We need another control to ensure the boom does not lift, resulting in a changing sail shape and potentially causing damage to sails and lines. This is known as the boom vang, or kicker, kicking strap, preventer, and together with the topping lift keeps the boom controlled and set accordingly. These 2 lines work in partnership with each other, so we cannot raise the boom unless the boom vang has been released. It's now time to add our mainsail, but first, Our loyal supporters are following our blog, articles, and live tracking, made possible by our account with Skipperblogs. Skipperblogs automatically updates our movements in real time using a variety of tracking options. Let your friends and family know where you are, what the conditions are like, and create informative posts on your experiences in new countries. Use the link in the description to get started. So back to our mainsail, and the next line is what we use to hoist the sail. This line is known as the main halyard. The line is attached to the head of the sail and again runs up to the top of the mast. It passes through some pulleys or guides, back down the mast, and makes its way to the cockpit. When we hoist or raise the mainsail, we want to make sure our vessel is headed into the wind as much as possible. We will not be able to tension the sail if the boom is set too low, so we have to lift it using the topping lift. This will not be possible if the boom vang is tensioned, so first we have to release the boom vang. Now it's possible to raise the boom and hoist the main. Please note, the winch and controls for the mainsail will not always run to the cockpit. On certain boats, this exercise might need to be executed on deck with a control set on the mast. Using our mainsail halyard, we can now hoist the main, which runs along a track set in the mast. Once the sail is raised, we need to adjust the topping lift so we have the correct tension on the sail, and once we are happy with this, we lock the boom using the boom vang. We can use the winch to ensure the tension in the sail is correct, and before releasing lines from the winch, ensure that the clutches are closed and locked. Let's have a look at lowering the mainsail. Again, we need to take the tension out of the sail by raising the boom with the topping lift, but we cannot do this without first releasing the boom vang. The boom vang will be locked till we open the clutch and allow the line to ease out. Then, using a winch, we can raise the topping lift. With 2 turns on the winch, we can control the speed at which we lower the sail by releasing and tensioning the halyard line on the winch drum, and only once the halyard clutch has been opened. The sail can now be safely stored.